A TMJ4 consumer investigation into a Milwaukee group home. It is responsible for the health care of ailing adults.
But a Milwaukee man has permanent scars after being cared for at that home. Consumer investigator Kristen Byrne found out this could have been prevented.
A warning, this report contains some graphic and disturbing images.
At 25 years old, Otis Spiller has had setback after setback in his life. When he was a teen, he was in a bad bicycle accident, leaving him paralyzed from the shoulders down. We interviewed him when he was in the hospital most recently. And this time, he says someone who was supposed to take care of him hurt him.
It was April 16th, and one day my hands was, needed to be washed. And so the caregiver, she got like a bucket of water from the bathroom, I'm assuming.
It was a simple hand washing and nail cleaning. Otis Spiller lived at Castle Communities, an adult family home on 42nd Street in Milwaukee.
She stuck her hand in the water and pulled out real fast. She said, ouch. And then I'm like, is it hot? Or is it hot? So she stuck her hand in there for like 3 seconds. And she's like, no, it's okay. And I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah, it's okay. So she took my brace off and stuck my hand in the water.
When we visited Otis in the hospital, he showed us how far the water went up his arm by pointing out the difference in his skin color.
So when it was in that water, you didn't feel anything?
Yeah, I didn't feel anything.
So when did you start to think something's not right?
Until she pulled my hand out the water.
And what did you see?
My hand was very red. She ended up getting a towel and tried to wipe my hand, and the top layer of my skin peeled off. And I was like, whoa, oh my gosh, like something is very wrong.
State inspection reports detail Spiller's story, that he was left unattended with his hand soaking in the water for 15 minutes.
That particular night, it started to swell up. My hand didn't even look like my hand. So it was like the size of an orange on top of my hand.
So Spiller was transported to the hospital. As soon as the I-team started investigating, we learned this case wasn't as simple as a hand injury. Right here in the state documents, it says 6 days before Otis was burned, he was given a 30-day notice of discharge. Castle Communities wanted him out of the home.
So when I went back, I went up the ramp, and then she came out and she locked the door on me and said, you can't come in here.
The documents say it was, quote, due to non-compliance of care offered, an extreme amount of police contact causing concern to neighbors and members residing in the home. According to our research, during a 6-month time frame when Otis Spiller was at the home, from late November to late May, Milwaukee police responded 20 times. 7 of those were for trouble with the subject.
Why do you think she told you it was okay to put your hand in that water?
I really don't know.
State investigation reports from July 2019 reveal the day after Otis was burned, a plumber found water heaters were set to 150 degrees. The state recommends water temperatures to be between 105 to 115 degrees. The I-team looked up previous state inspections done at the home and learned this wasn't the first time. 5 months before Otis was burned, inspectors cited Castle Communities for having water temperatures exceeding safe levels. As part of the plan to correct the violation, Castle Communities agreed to start monitoring water temperatures. The inspection reports state there were 23 other readings taken in April, the same month Otis was burned. 12 of the readings were for over 120 degrees, including 2 readings of 147 degrees. We contacted the owners of Castle Communities numerous times, via email and over the phone.
Sure. Do you know when they'd be in, or when would they be available to talk? After 5 p.m., wouldn't the facility be shut down then? My name is Kristen Byrne. I'm with TMJ4, and I'm looking to speak with one of the owners. They hung up on me.
I also dropped off this letter asking the owners for an interview. We haven't heard back.
Kristen, you've been working on this case for months.
Yes, and even though we learned the caregiver's name, since the facility won't respond, we can't find out if she still works there or if she's facing any disciplinary action.
So, of course, you've checked with all the authorities.
Yes, we've checked with all the authorities. There are no criminal charges filed, and we're just still searching for answers at this point.
Okay, let's talk about Otis. How is he doing?
I'm glad you asked. He's much better. He's in a brand new facility, but he did tell me at last check he has an attorney and he plans to file a lawsuit against Castle Communities.
Well, we know that you will continue to work on this case. Thanks, Kristen.
Absolutely.
And if you or someone you know feels that they were mistreated by a caregiver, the first step is to file a complaint with the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. We have information on how to do that online at tmj4.com. Just click on this story.